Hello, Cinema Peeps!
Hello!
Hey Cinema Peeps, welcome back to another Talkie Tuesday.
Hey Cinema Peeps!
Hey, Cinema Peeps, welcome to another episode of Talkie Tuesday. Where do I sit? How do I sit?
Right, there's so many new things I don't know how to do.
So, right?
Like I said, I'm going to try looking into the soul of the camera.
Yes.
But I definitely feel my eyes will drift.
Right? And yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's a whole new world.
It's really weird. I feel very narcissistic just looking at myself. I mean, I guess I could turn off the view from my GoPro and I could stop looking at myself, but like maybe this will keep me more accountable so I won't do stupid shit. Because I see myself doing stupid shit. But we'll see. It's all in the details, but hello, Cinema Peeps.
Hey, Cinema Peeps.
As you can tell, we're doing a bit of an upgrading.
Woot woot. Coming at you with that HD high definition quality. Possibly. We'll see what happens when all this compression through YouTube goes through. Maybe we'll just look just as bad. Who knows?
That would be hilarious.
Right? It's happened.
But I gotta say, like, I was very wary. Yeah, I don't know if I can do this the whole time. This is so weird. But, yeah, I just, like, earlier this year, I was like, oh, yeah, like, I might get a GoPro. Like, I don't know. Should I get a GoPro? And, like, so far, since I've gotten it in, like, May, I feel like I've got my money's back tenfold. And especially now that I can use it as a webcam.
Yeah.
Like, plus.
I was going to say, you've been using it like crazy. I'm loving all the photos and videos that you've showed me, that you've posted online so far.
Thank you.
Yeah, worth the purchase for sure.
007 Neil will follow me on Instagram. Get all those sweet GoPro pics. Although I feel a little, as usual, marketing's always a little bit misleading. Just because, like, I see some of the GoPro pictures and I'm like, that's incredible. But it's like, oh, taking with a GoPro, was it Hero Black? Max Black or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And I'll be upfront. I got this at Costco.
Nice.
Costco got those deals, you know. They got the bundles. Yeah. It's a little bit cheaper. So I was like, cool. So it's a GoPro Hero 10. But, like, I swear I've never seen this other GoPro they keep advertising. Like, I have on their website because I was snooping.
Anyways, yes, I caught the tail end of that, so yeah.
Perfect. It was basically me just being like, blah, 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 GoPro, blah, 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 GoPro. We didn't really miss
Costco.
much. Costco. You didn't miss much.
All right, cool.
But, what are words in English language? It's summer. I got a sunburn, and you know what that means? Movies,
summer blockbusters, woot, woot, woot.
Oh, yeah, so what was the movie you were watching that you couldn't be bothered to text me back?
I went and saw The Black Phone yesterday.
Oh, right. That's what you were saying.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw the extended trailer, which could have been the full movie, basically.
Oh, right? I know.
But, like, it definitely, like, I was like, oh, this looks very intriguing. But, yeah, I would never watch it. At least,
I feel like
not in a dark theater, I would not be watching it.
Honestly, though, like, it's very much, at least I found it to be more of the vibe of Stranger Things scary than, like, horror movie scary. So I feel like if you would watch it, that would be one to watch. I feel like it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's very mild compared to some other ones. That being said, that doesn't mean it wasn't good. I thought it was really good. I feel like, because the production studio who's produced it is Blumhouse, and they're known for the Insidious franchise, the kind of like the Lights Out.
Have they always done? Because I feel like they've just gotten really popular in the last, like, 5-ish years.
Well, they've definitely taken off.
Have they been
very
around
recently.
a lot longer than I realized that they've been?
Yes, they've been around for a little while. If you looked up, like, the list of horror movies that they've produced, you'd probably be surprised at how many you know that they've produced.
Okay.
They've also partnered with or produced, like, some of the, like, the what's it called? Happy Death Day to You, I think. if not that one, it's like some of the ones that are like that, like the Freaky, and like all those kind of like horror comedy ones as well, I think are falling under that category. I'd have to double check that, but I'm trying to, in my head, I'm trying to remember like seeing the logo during the movie when I'm watching it. But that being said, back to the point. I find personally, just as a huge horror movie nut myself, Blumhouse, some of the more recent horror films that they've produced and had thrown out there haven't really hit the mark for me. But I'm also like classic old school horror, like that's my thing. So I like I like the Michael Myers, the Halloween, the supernatural spooky ghost story type stuff. Something that's a little less jump scare, and a little more like creepy story build up kind of thing, right? And so this one kind of felt more in that category for me, which was awesome. And yeah, Ethan Hawke. It stars Ethan Hawke, which is Maya Hawke, Robin from Stranger Things, her father.
See,
which is cool.
Looping it back.
Looping it back to Stranger Things, right? Everything's back to Stranger Things.
That's our goal. Every day.
Yeah.
How do we link it back to the last episode we did to remind you to watch it?
Oh, yeah. Up here. Click up here. Up here to watch the recent episode.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, from an outsider's perspective of not being the biggest horror fan, like it definitely, it's very cool. Yeah, the story is very intriguing. You know, it kind of starts off a little bit depressing where there's all these kids that are getting abducted, and then the one kid's like, not gonna happen to me, and then clearly the creepiest man, do you want to see some magic tricks? I was like, oh my god, stranger danger, oh my god. And unfortunately, obviously he gets captured, and I was like, you a dumb kid. And then so he's trapped, I guess, in his basement. At least that's what I'm gathering from the trailer.
Yes.
And there's like a little phone in there, and he kind of and I believe it's Ethan Hawke who mocks him, being like, haha, you can't call for help, it's not, it's broken, doesn't work. And then it starts ringing, and it's all the kids he's captured before, like trying to help him escape.
So it's like this weird, like
wild
escape room-esque theme story, which was good. It wasn't like hokey in any way. It kind of added to the adventure part of it all, I guess, if you want to call it an adventure. But the whole kind of premise is that this kid has been bullied, and he comes from a rough family and stuff like that. So he has been pushed around all of his life, and one of his friends, who ends up being one of the guys that gets abducted, tries to tell him, like, you got to toughen up, like one day you're gonna have to stand up for yourself, kind of thing. And so like this whole, getting the phone calls from the kids, teaching him how to get out and stuff like that, kind of prepares him for the final battle against Ethan Hawke's character, where he finally stands up for himself and, spoiler alert, escapes. So
we like at least a happy-ish ending,
right? And it's set in the 70s, so it's got like a cool, like old school vibe. And yeah, I got very, very much Stranger Things in the sense of just like good storytelling that way vibes, less like Demogorgons and 80s music type stuff, but just it felt very true to the times. It was spooky, it wasn't hokey at all, and yeah, it was just a good, it didn't feel like there was going to be a continuation of it kind of thing. It was just a good story all wrapped up into one, and I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Nice. Would you say that's your recommendation for the week?
I mean, yeah, just because that's the only new thing I've seen recently. So other than Stranger Things, but we've already talked about that. So.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. And we were like, oh, we should bring that back. And then it's like, oh, fuck. Now we actually have to think of things. Oh, no.
Now we got to go. Yeah. And well, I was talking too. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, man, like I don't think I've been to the movie theater since like No Way Home came out. So and now that there seems to be more stuff coming out, yes, I'm gonna have to make it a point to get back out there and go back to the theater, because Thor just came out. I know Doctor Strange is out like on Disney Plus already, but that'll be one I have to watch. There's a new one coming out. There was a trailer that they showed during the Black Phone. Do you think I would remember the name of it? No, but it stars Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling. And it's directed by the Russo brothers. And I'm trying like the Dickens to remember what it's called, but I do not remember. All I just remember I was like, Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans, hell yeah, sign me up. And then at the end, I think what distracted me from like absorbing the name of the title was at the end, it was like Netflix. and select theaters. So I'm like, oh, okay, so it's coming out on Netflix too. Cool.
Yeah, because there
So-
was, what was it? Was it called the Chicago Fires? I don't think that's the right. It was Chicago Trials. Sorry. Yeah, the 8 trial of Chicago. Wow. It's a combination of 8 Chicago and trials. The 8 Chicago trials.
Yeah.
It's like a word jumble in my head that I can't figure out. But yeah, that was
I
one
gotcha.
that, yeah, I believe it was a Netflix produced film, but it saw at least a limited runtime in theaters. And then, yeah, it's on Netflix. I'm wondering if that's to appease the whole, I don't want to say directors bitching, but how they were like, oh, Netflix films can't be nominated because they haven't had like a traditional theatrical run in theaters. So I wonder if that's just kind of their way of being like, psych, look, it had a really limited time. It met the criteria, and we just couldn't put it on our free platform. Woo!
Yeah, I don't know, honestly.
And I'm sure they don't give a shit if they don't make any money, because if it's like, oh, if it's popular enough, people are like, oh yeah, I'll just watch it on Netflix, or at least is it an encouragement to get their streaming service
I guess.
and to get more awards.
more awards.
Awards. I think that's primarily the goal, but
I guess so. Yes. Yeah. But I just looked at the movie's called The Gray Man. So, but I'm interested and excited to see it just because Chris Evans plays more like I liked him as Captain America. I thought he did a good job, but I love when he plays the more quirky kind of obscure characters. I feel like his personality just shines through more in those characters. So he kind of has more of that quirky, obscure sort of vibe in this movie. So I'm excited to see it for that.
I mean, I thought he was also good in Knives Out, but again,
Yes,
that's also,
yeah.
I guess, playing to the fact that, yeah, Captain America, goody two-shoe boy, so playing these, quirkier, not as straight and narrow characters are probably more fun for him to do.
Because he's done a few of them in his career, at least that I can recall. Like there was the Losers movie. I mean, he wasn't really like quirky, but he kind of had more of a funnier role in Fantastic Four back in the day.
I was gonna say Fantastic Four. That was a
but yeah, like the few that I can recall, he's been more the quirkier kind of character, and I enjoy. I think he does a good job playing the quirkier roles.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's not out yet, but I was really excited 'cause I saw a trailer on Facebook for the Light and Magic documentary that's coming out on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah,
it's all about the it's called Light and Magic, the documentary, but it's all about the industrial Light and Magic special effects company that was started by George Lucas for Star Wars, and how it's spun off to what we know today, basically.
Ooh.
Talking a lot about like the original crew that like made special effects, and how George was like, there wasn't a VFX house that existed. So how do you fucking make these effects in Star Wars? So he had to hire a bunch of people who,
had expertise in those fields.
Yeah. And I guess he deliberately picked people who weren't going to be like restricted by the technology or be like, you can't do it. The technology isn't invented, because they had to essentially invent a lot of that technology. So
yeah, a
lot of the stuff, if you do video editing or anything in After Effects or, anything, and especially in all the blockbuster movies, like anything you see or use today, it was probably made from this company.
Wow, that's so cool.
I think they do something like 80 or 90% of any visual effects in movies these days.
Wow.
I could be absolutely wrong on those numbers, but they are like the top tier.
Wow. Well, I guess we'll have to watch the documentary to find out for sure, but that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it comes out later in July. But me and my family have been watching Only Murders in the Building.
Yes, I remember you mentioning that last time.
So good.
Yeah. What's it about essentially?
It's about these three attendees, these three tenants who live in this building, and they're obsessed with like murder podcasts. They think they can, solve mysteries, when in reality I think they're a little dumb. they're a little dumb, but like that's what I like about them.
Yeah.
And basically a murder happens in their building, so they kind of decide that they're going to start a murder podcast to try to solve the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny. Like, it has this like nice mix of like self-aware humor with the whole like murder podcast and stuff. There's a lot of like very good generational humor.
Oh yeah.
It has Martin Short, oh my god,
Steve Martin,
thank you, and then Selena Gomez, like having all this like generational humor that I think is done really well.
Nice.
And they all are like really good together.
Yeah.
So it's like ensemble, generational humor, this, you know, kind of self-aware, funny, doesn't take itself too seriously, and there's like a mystery. So like all these things I very much enjoy.
Yeah.
But what I also found super interesting is when I was paying attention, they have a kind of cool credit scene that's very Wes Anderson art style, is the best way I can describe it. But I started paying attention to the credits, and I noticed that Selena Gomez and Martin Short were executive producers on the project, and that I already forgot his name again.
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin is co-creator of the show.
Oh.
Which I found very interesting.
That's cool.
But I feel like a lot of, I mean, again, spitball, and I don't know the statistics, but I just feel like a lot of projects are now being like, you know, executive produced or like co-made by a lot of these actors who star in it.
Oh yeah.
In a way, I think that's kind of smart too, because it's like, oh, there's not roles I want to be in, or I'm not finding any roles that are satisfying to me, then I'm going to make it for myself.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And to it, you then have less risk of selling your work to a studio and having them completely turn it into something you didn't intend to make in the first place, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's still probably some weird business logistics to it, but I think probably, yeah, having more control over like how your character is perceived, and, you know, maybe at least I've just been noticing a lot with a lot of actors that they like doing like the directing and stuff, like just having more creative freedom and control, which I think is really cool. And again, I think it benefits everyone, because then as an audience member, you're like, oh wow, this is really fun, and I really am enjoying this, instead of having like the same mundane, I mean, I don't mean to be rude, you know, but same kind of procedural, I don't mean to throw you under the bus, but cop shows, you know, like very procedural TV shows.
Yeah. I get that.
And I mean, I'm sure, like, I think still people enjoy, but, you know, when you find something a little more fun and out of the box, it's just more enjoyable. But yeah, we finished season 1, and they're just airing season 2 now.
Ooh.
So
I'll have to add that to my watch list.
New episodes come out Tuesdays.
Ooh, awesome. Yeah, I enjoy Martin Short and Steve Martin and Selena Gomez. But,
right?
I mean, Steve Martin and Martin Short have been, like, they're, like, well appraised, like, comedic geniuses as far in the industry goes, right? Everybody really worships them for their talents and stuff. So, yeah.
I found it funny, too, that my parents were like, we weren't sure about Selena Gomez. And I'm like, really? Is that because she's the only woman? But then I did realize, like, it is, again, a bit of a generational thing. Again, I was probably, like, a little bit too old for, like, Wizards of Waverly Place and stuff, but I knew that's where she got her start.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's a fun show, but, like, I didn't have cable till I was 16.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even remember when Wizards of Waverly Place came out.
Yeah, it would have been like junior high school eras, because
right?
I was on the Family Channel. I was a Disney Channel kid, like closet, kind of closet, not really closet Disney Channel kid, but like, you know, I'd be that one who I enjoyed the Jonas Brothers and stuff, but like around my friends, because everybody else didn't like them, I was like, yeah, no, Jonas Brothers suck, you know.
They suck. Oh my god, yay!
But no, I always enjoyed watching the Disney shows and the Disney movies and things. So I wasn't like you know, diehard fan, but they were always on after school, so that they'd be what I'd watch while I was like waiting before I did my homework and stuff like that. So yeah, I enjoyed them. Yeah,
absolutely. And I thought she was always funny as Alex Russo, you know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know Selena Gomez's autobiography like the back of my hand, but I feel like after her run on Disney, she focused a lot more on her music.
Yes.
I think she did a couple roles here and there, but then it was primarily music. And then she's now become more of a producer actor, you know, helping produce 13 Reasons Why, and now this show. So it is interesting to watch her career grow. So like, I don't know, I knew going in, I was like, she's gonna do fine, but I guess my parents have never seen her.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Right. So for them, it's like, yeah, who's this newbie? Where I'm like, oh yeah, like, I mean, maybe this is a bad opinion, but like, maybe she's on the same pedestal as like, you know, Martin Short and Steve Carell, but to me, like, she's very well known as well in her own right.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, oh, this makes perfect sense.
Right. And I mean, for as much as like, you know, kind of spinning off on the Disney Channel train, but as far as like Selena Gomez and like people like Demi Lovato and Miley Cyrus, as much as, you know, they kind of had their you know, their bad reps later on in life, you got to give them credit, like, as females, first of all, and doing comedy, like, they were really, really good for their time. Like, they were so funny on the shows that they did.
Like, Disney knows how to pick talented people.
Oh yeah.
Like, when they, although again, I think it's also, it's not a double-edged sword, it's just an unfortunate thing that they can pick out really good talent and then just run them to the ground.
Yes.
And being like, you have to star in this many episodes, you need to be producing music through our Disney music thing, you need to be
a part of
this.
Part of these group things that we do, and
right. And it's got to be exhausting as tits. So I definitely have more empathy now, because before I was always like, why are they off on the crazy train? But it's also like, oh my god, you were already living the crazy train. We just didn't realize it.
Exactly, yeah.
And now it's just you getting off and being like, oh my god, where the fuck am I going?
Yeah, right?
Especially just when you hear more and more like horror stories of like how, you know, some of them were treated, and you're just like, ugh.
Right, yeah.
So I am glad that a lot of them can find success outside of Disney. Like, maybe it's not what people, or like, not what people envision, I guess, or like where they think they should be doing with their lives. But in the same time, like, even, that's my thought, like Miley Cyrus has done a lot for like helping like homeless kids out, you know, and like starting programs like that, you know. And Demi Lovato was like, had a really successful music career and being a big activist, you know. So I don't know, man. You don't know what these people's lives are going through, man.
Yeah, exactly, right?
You gotta cut them a break. You just gotta cut them a break.
Yeah, we're all human. We all go through shifts and things in our lives, and all I can do is just remember how they made me feel as a young teenage girl, looking up to them. They were my influences and stuff like that. So to remember that they made me laugh every day after school, and you know, some of the lessons that the shows instilled, that's all I could take away from it, right? Yeah. Wherever they're at in life now, that's they made some sort of impact in people's lives at some point in their life, which is nice.
Yeah. I feel, maybe I'm wrong because I really haven't looked into much. I feel like Disney's kind of realized those mistakes and don't do it as much. At the same time, I feel they also are still doing maybe like a different version of that. Like maybe I don't know, slight microaggressions.
Maybe,
you know. But yeah,
I don't know.
Right? Like, I don't follow any of their newer stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, same.
I will say they know how to pick very talented young people, but I feel they're also very good at destroying self-esteem, self-worth, and like they don't. And you gotta imagine, like, some of these kids don't really get to be kids.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So, yeah.
The life of a child actor is not one I'd wish on anyone,
or at least one that, if you're not fully prepared for what to expect, like if you have the boundaries and the support system to protect you at least from falling into those traps, then I mean, go for it if you've got the chops. But yeah, definitely it's a tricky business to be in, that's for sure.
I guess, to be fair, like, I feel nobody knew how to deal with that as early as like the earliest child stars you can think of. Like, I don't think anyone knew what that entailed, what that means. And you have a lot of older generation child stars speaking out about that kind of stuff and like how it really messed them up. I think even I can't think of her name, but like Matilda, like, she just stopped acting altogether.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
but she definitely said she found it, you know, more opening and just more fulfilling to not be doing that. I think she does like a little acting now here and there, but that's now because of her own choice now. So she feels like she has more control, which absolutely makes sense. What was the one me and my brother? Oh, again, I cannot remember his name to save my life. But in the Star Wars prequels, I think his name was Jacob. But he basically played young Anakin Skywalker. If you remember him.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he got bullied so badly that he quit acting.
Really? Oh
like,
no.
Him and like the actor who played Jar Jar Binks got so much harassment for them for their roles in that film. And it's crazy to me. Because again, like I feel with child actors, yeah, there's some that are not good, but you also remember they're fucking children.
Mm-hmm.
And good acting. I don't know.
Whatever you classify as good acting.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think a lot of it is based on like having experiences or like experiences. Is that really what an experience? Emotional depth, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
But being able to be like, in this scene you have to cry about X, Y, and Z, and maybe you can pull maybe from your own personal experience, or you're like, hey, I remember how this feels, and like have like the emotional not responsibility, the emotional maturity to like know what that all means and like how to apply it. Whereas like as kids, it's like you're still developing a lot of those emotional
experiences.
Yeah. So of course they're not going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Like even
unless you're like a really imaginative kid, like because
right.
Yeah, but
because even I kind of made the comment like first season of Stranger Things to my brother. Like there's a couple moments where it's like, oh, this is like a little rough, but at the same time, like they're fucking kids.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? You know? And obviously they've gotten better as the show progresses because they obviously are getting more experience and they're learning and stuff like that. So
well, we could even attest to the some of the children that we worked with in school when we, had to hire some actors for our short films, and if we required a kid to, be in our films, it was interesting to see the difference in, some just how their different styles are, and like, some of them we were just like completely blown away by their performances, and other ones we kind of had to like help them, get into it a little bit more, and
yeah. And I mean, that's also us learning how to direct in general.
Yeah.
We were still trying to figure that out too. But yeah, I don't know. I guess the bottom line, it still mind boggles me that people think it's acceptable to harass children over acting. Like, I don't care. You can be a shitty kid actor. I don't care. You're a child. I just don't know why people think it's okay then to then bully or cyber bully like kid actors. Or again, bring you back to Stranger Things, feel like they have like a not an obligation. Obligation, is that the right word I'm looking for? Like they just have like this thing where they're like, we made you famous, so I'm going to sit outside your hotel room at 12 in the morning and you should come down and say hi to me.
Yeah. You're talking about the Millie Bobby Brown incident?
Yeah. Like that's fucked up.
Right?
Or when they're like doing countdowns like, oh, I can't wait till they turn 18, and it's like, that's disgusting on so many levels. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't get too much into that, but yeah, it's just it mind boggles me like how people don't seem to have that line.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, I appreciate this person, like I think they're great. As you said, I like how they made me feel in a time in my life, had me feel like I was more confident or something, to cross into crazy town. Like, they belong to me. Like,
yeah, right? Yeah.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's craziness.
Again, talking about the emotional maturity. These people don't have it.
It's bananas.
Bananas with a slice of fucking weird-ass apple.
I guess anyways, that's it for us today.
Yar. We're gonna end on the crazy apples and
banana sandwich.
Banana apples.
Banana apples.
But yeah, I would say watch Only Murders in the Building if you enjoy murders and mystery. I think it'll be right up your alley. Hell yeah.
If you're a horror movie fan like me and you like the classic stuff and you're just feeling like you're lacking in the horror department lately and you're looking for a good film to watch, go watch The Black Phone.
If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a like and a comment down below, and please
subscribe.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should start doing a subscriber goal.
Ooh,
I think we should
I mean,
try
we
doing
did have one before. We were at 59 subscribers and you wanted us to get to 69. So
You're right. Can we get to 69, please? I would
69
much appreciate
subscribers,
it.
yeah. We're at 61 right now, so come
Hell
on, people.
yeah,
It'll be so
69.
easy. Just, tell your
Yeah.
friends, tell your grandma,
Right?
everybody.
We won't even tell you to turn on the notification bell. Just subscribe
No.
so I can get 69. Because I think it's funny. But anyways, watch all the content and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, Cinema Peeps. Monkey.
Monkey. Oh, you have to do the GoPro.